Spectrum, Green Bay. The Packers are 4-8. They play in Chicago Sunday. Then they have a much-needed bye. Here's the coach, Matt LaFleur, being asked about the quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who's dealing with a multitude of injuries.
Can I ask why Aaron, with a broken thumb, whatever's wrong with his rib, if it's broken or whatever it is, why Aaron in that state is better than Jordan as far as giving a better option?
I don't think that's what we're arguing here. It's just, we've got a lot of faith. Quite frankly, got faith in both of those guys. But Aaron's the starting quarterback. We'll take it one game at a time and make the best decision moving forward.
Okay, so we got into this a little bit earlier today. I want to frame the question this way, Marcus.
Can I say something right quick?
Please do.
All right, brother. Like, every time I listen to Matt LaFleur give a press conference or he talk about Aaron Rodgers, literally what comes to my mind is, buddy, you have zero control over anything that Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Like, that is the first thing that comes to my mind. If Aaron Rodgers walks in that damn facility today and say, I'm playing with a punctured lung, Matt LaFleur ain't got no say-so as far as playing Jordan Love and keeping Aaron Rodgers off the football field. We have watched this movie play for 2 years. I'm sorry, I know that this is not where we were going, but Matt LaFleur, God bless you, bro. And I know you got to get up there and try to say the right things. You have zero control whether Aaron Rodgers is going to play or not. All right, so go ahead, G.
It's an interesting scenario, Mike Teague. I know what you're about to say, but let me just frame this, make sure the audience understands it. 31 NFL teams are basically owned and controlled by one individual, right? Everyone answers to one person, Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, whoever that person might be. The Green Bay Packers are not. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur decide we're sitting Aaron Rodgers down, and I don't care if he doesn't like it. Right. Then what happens?
They're going to be held accountable by this board eventually, but they have a much longer rope, to your point. And I agree with what Swagoo said, and I have the solution for Matt LaFleur, somebody I like and respect a lot, which is know what you have in in Jordan Love to replace Aaron Rodgers. Just like when they moved on from Brett Favre, they knew what they had in Aaron Rodgers, who only played in 7 games in 3 years. So if Jordan Love continues to play well, and he played really well against Philadelphia, then to Swagoo's point, Greeny, when Aaron Rodgers does whatever he's going to do, they can say, you know what, we can still run a...
That's not what Swagoo said. Swagoo just said if he walks in the facility today and says, I'm playing Matt, then what?
Right. They have to play him because they don't know what they have in Jordan Love. But if they do play Jordan Love and know they could go win games, they're not going to be held hostage by Aaron Rodgers' behavior.
This is why relationships matter. And I think the further you get away from the field and the closer you get to front office or being a fan, you start to think about players as like cogs. You can move around. Like, if they have a relationship with Aaron Rodgers where you can have that conversation, that's one thing. But more importantly, it's about the relationship that you have with the players in that locker room. They need to believe that what you are doing is in their best interest also. And right now, it's hard for me to understand how any player in that locker room would think that starting Jordan Love is in their best interest. And they are out there, like, trying to live their dreams, trying to have the best career they can have. And you're saying, every game, we want you to put your best effort. We still have a chance. Go out there and play hard. The fans are paying the same price to watch these games. Go out there and play and put the best quarterback out there you can.
I don't say this often, but it sounds to me like Aaron Rodgers is taking a very reasonable attitude toward all this. He stands up there after the game, and they ask him these questions about, Jordan Love and all. And he says, look, if we're mathematically eliminated, then the time comes to have those conversations. And he said, I'd be open to those conversations at that time, which is great news if you're the Packers. But I don't see how you justify, if he's healthy enough to play, I don't see how you justify sitting him down as long as you're not mathematically eliminated. I mean, look, we all know they're not going to make the playoffs, but there is an actual mathematical chance. Yeah. The teams in the 6 and 7 spot right now are the Giants and the Commanders. I mean, you tell me they're not gettable if the Packers can run the table?
Let me address...
I think there's a conversation to be had on this, but I don't think today's the day.
Let me address Neek's question, or the concern you brought up. Marcus, you're a defensive lineman on the Green Bay Packers, and the coach walks in on Wednesday morning and says, guys, we're going to Jordan Love. And you know that Aaron could play. We're going to Jordan Love. We think that gives us our best chance. What goes through your mind?
Where them tickets to Cabo at, man? Whatever, I'm gonna book the trip to Cabo. Listen, and here's the thing. Like, I both of these things can actually be true. Y'all know that's one of my favorite sayings. But here's what it really boils down to. And the reason why I said that about Aaron Rodgers when we first came off that sound with Matt LaFleur is because the decision is going to be made by Aaron Rodgers. Like, we could talk about what the Green Bay Packers are going to do, what their thinking is. This is about Aaron Rodgers and how he feels health-wise. And if he's healthy enough in his mind to play, he's going to play. And yes, I agree. I want to see what Jordan Love has because I think there will be exploration for Aaron Rodgers trade this offseason. I think that talk will kind of conjure up a little bit. But more importantly, this is going to be dictated by the guy that's making $50 million, not the coach. That whole future has been determined by the guy that's making $50 million.
Super quick, Mike. Go ahead.
I agree with what Neek said. Players know, but Jordan Love's a different player than he was 2 years ago. Just like the Jet players knew that Zach Wilson couldn't go out there, Jordan Love is a better player today than he was 2 years ago.
At the end of the day, if and when Aaron Rodgers is sat down for the rest of the season, will that be announced by the coach at a press conference or by Rodgers himself on Pat McAfee's show? That's the question. Smart Money says Tuesday. As we continue in a moment, it has gone from bad to even worse.
Michael, when we're looking at all the big play receivers, and obviously we saw what you tweeted there, who do you think is the number one? Would you go Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, or would you go Diggs?
Come on now.
Well, all three of those guys are number ones. Really number one.
I don't know about that.
But each in different categories. Yeah, all three number one. Now, let me tell you something.
I don't know about that CeeDee Lamb yet.
In different categories.
He's hacking.
CeeDee Lamb is showing. CeeDee Lamb is showing, and you see his numbers over the last few weeks. He is clearly moving towards the number one. Now, I understand your hesitation because he had to go from being a number two to a number one while he went from his number one to a number two quarterback. For a while, he had to play with Cooper Rush. So let's remember that. As he's transitioning from a number two to a number one receiver, he had to transition and make that transition, losing his number one quarterback and doing some of it with his number two. But now he's made that full transition. That's why I tweeted you are watching a hatching of this number one receiver. Now, you ask me, out of all three of those guys, and all three of them, dude, they made some plays, man. Watch, if you go back and look at the catches all three of these guys have made over the last few weeks, they've all been some incredible grabs, including that non-touchdown grab by CeeDee Lamb. But the one guy I still have to point to, I got Josh Allen. You probably go Josh Allen and Dak Prescott up here as far as the partners that they have throwing to him. And made a Kirk Cousins just a tad below them as far as the partner Justin Jefferson has thrown to him. So out of the three, I'm going to still take Justin Jefferson. I think the last couple weeks, the catches he's made has been top of the world.
I will say this to you. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't understand that analogy. You got Josh Allen and Dak Prescott here. No. I don't know what you're talking about in that regard. That's number one.
You don't think they got better quarterbacks? You don't think they got better quarterbacks?
No. Dak Prescott ain't Josh Allen. No, stop it. Now, Josh Allen has struggled over the last few weeks or so, but we've seen Dak Prescott struggle for years. Stop it. It's not the same. That's number one. And not only that, excuse me, Josh Allen's been in an AFC Championship game. We still waiting for that from Dak. Stop it now. Okay, that's number one. Number two, don't mention CeeDee Lamb yet. I got the brother can play. He's no scrub. 8 straight weeks to start the season without one single 100-yard game. No. He's good. He doesn't get to get mentioned with Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs. You stop that right now. You stop it. Don't you even think about it. Stop that. Number two. Number three, Justin Jefferson is a special brother. And I understand that Dallas D slaughtered Kirk Cousins. I get all that. And I'm sure that played a role. But damn it, all I know is 3 receptions for 33 yards against those Cowboys. I ain't see that happen to Stephon Diggs. And then yesterday, what we saw when Detroit came roaring back, we saw Stephon Diggs again. I'm going to tell you, in terms of number one receivers, of that list that we got right there, because I would take Tyreek Hill, me personally, before all of them. I'd take Tyreek Hill before all of them, okay? But understand, of the list that's right there, all right, I would tell you Stephon Diggs comes first, Jefferson comes second, Lamb comes third. And by the way, Lamb, as good as he is, because he is good, I ain't going to throw that shade on the brother. The brother can play. I'm not putting him in the same sentence as Tyreek Hill. I'm not putting him in the same sentence as Jamar Chase once Chase comes back. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you give no credence to anything to
AJ Brown.
You give nothing to CeeDee Lamb having to make this maturation without his quarterback
I'm not
all
saying
the way
that.
through.
I just said I give him love. I just said I give him love. He just not. I just said there's levels to this. Listen, there's plenty of people that are pros, right? There's plenty of people that are Hall of Famers at the wide receiver. They ain't the playmaker. I'm just saying you can respect them and appreciate them, but understand there's levels to this. I'm saying when you bring up CeeDee Lamb, I'm thinking about Jefferson and Diggs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Tyreek Hill. I'm thinking about Jamar Chase. I'm thinking about AJ Brown. No, CeeDee Lamb ain't on that level yet. No.
But he did do a good job in the second half yesterday.
Yes.
Michael.
Yes.
Michael.
And all those guys you talked about have had their quarterback all year long.
Yeah.
They haven't missed time. Well, Tua missed some time outside Tua. But the rest of the guys have had their quarterbacks all year long.
Michael, before we let you roll and enjoy your post-Thanksgiving, I just want to ask you this, though. Are you concerned about the Cowboys' penalties? Because that keeps happening, and it feels like that's their Achilles heel. And they seemed a little jittery even in the second half when they got it done.
Yeah, I am concerned.